Introduction. Power habits, how tiny daily actions create massive life transformation. The tiny shift that changes everything. Imagine this. You close your laptop at the end of a busy day and feel an unexpected sense of pride. Nothing dramatic happened. You drank a glass of water before coffee, you did a 2-minute stretch, you placed your top task on a sticky note, you stayed focused for 10 minutes, and you took 3 calming breaths when your energy dipped. None of those actions felt heroic, yet the day moved differently. You were steadier. You finished what mattered. You felt like yourself. That feeling is not an accident. It is the result of tiny, repeatable moves that tilt your hours in your favor. Those moves are your power habits. The problem you face. You want change, yet big plans often collapse under everyday pressure. You set bold goals, then life swerves. Motivation fades by midweek. The to-do list blooms faster than you can prune it. A single distraction knocks you off course. You promise yourself a fresh start every Monday, then watch the same patterns return. You know that health, focus, and calm would make everything easier, but building them feels like a constant negotiation. It is not that you are incapable. It is that the method many people use relies on bursts of effort instead of design. That creates a tug of war between desire and delay. The result is inconsistent action, creeping self-doubt, and a story that says you are not the kind of person who follows through. Why it matters right now. Your days are full of decisions, interruptions, and inputs engineered to steal attention. Without simple systems, you burn mental energy deciding what to do next, then default to the easiest option, which is usually not the one you want. Every day without tiny steady actions is a day when habits build themselves without your consent. That drift compounds. A month of small, unfocused choices becomes a quarter of stalled progress. A quarter becomes a year. The timing matters because compounding works both ways. Small, intentional wins also compound. Start now with actions that feel too small to fail, and the curve bends back in your favor quickly. You will experience relief early, then confidence, then momentum. Waiting costs you energy and proof. Beginning gives you both. A simple solution you can trust. This book gives you a clear path built on power habits, small daily actions that create outsized results over time. You will learn the science behind habit loops, triggers, repetition, and reward, explained in friendly language. You will discover identity-based habit design, which turns behavior into an expression of who you are becoming. You will replace old patterns with intelligent alternatives that meet your real needs. You will build high-value routines in health, productivity, and mindset that fit a busy life. You will use the momentum method to turn tiny wins into compounding performance. You will make discipline easy by removing friction and automating decisions. You will upgrade your inner narrative so action feels light. You will install morning, evening, emotional, and social habits that create automatic success and confidence. Finally, you will follow a step-by-step plan to launch and sustain your new life. What makes this approach different? You will not be asked to transform overnight or grind through complex systems. The approach is simple, scientific, and humane. It lowers the bar to action and raises the gain from each effort. You will focus on identity first, because the fastest way to change what you do is to change your story about who you are. You will make small design changes to your environment, so doing the right thing becomes the easiest thing. You will celebrate tiny wins immediately, because your brain learns from satisfaction. You will treat each habit like a friendly experiment, so you stay curious instead of critical. You will experience progress quickly, not through intensity, but through repeatability. Inside your roadmap. Chapter 1, Introduction, shows you why power habits matter and how small actions tilt your days. You will feel inspired and ready, and you will begin seeing opportunities to install tiny wins right away. Chapter 2, The Science of Small Behaviors, explains the trigger, action, reward loop, and why convenience, visibility, and satisfaction drive consistency. You will learn to redesign cues, reduce friction, and attach rewarding finishes, all in plain language. Chapter 3, Identity-Based Habits, teaches you to become the kind of person who does the behavior without negotiation. You will pick a clear identity, gather micro-evidence daily, and use simple scripts and visible cues to act in alignment. Chapter 4, Breaking Old Patterns, shows how to replace rather than remove. You will map triggers, meet underlying needs in better ways, practice urge surfing, and design if-then responses for hot moments, so your future self has a prepared plan. Chapter 5, Building High-Value Habits, focuses on health, productivity, and mindset. You will choose tiny anchors and stack them into a daily blueprint that works even on your busiest days. Chapter 6, The Momentum Method, turns starts into streaks and streaks into results. You will use 2-minute starts, visible trackers, instant celebrations, and gentle stacking to build durable momentum. Chapter 7, Discipline Made Easy, replaces willpower with systems. You will run friction audits, create no-debate zones, automate decisions, and design guardrails that protect progress when life gets messy. Chapter 8, Mindset Upgrade, helps you rewrite the inner story. You will catch common scripts, use a quick reframing ladder, pair thoughts with identity, and practice micro-presence, so you act from calm rather than pressure. Chapter 9, Habits for Success and Confidence, gives you morning and evening routines, emotional practices, and social habits that make self-belief a daily experience. You will build a confidence stack of small wins and a connection ritual that strengthens relationships. Chapter 10, Your New Life Begins Now, delivers a clear roadmap with milestones and bounce-back scripts. You will launch 3 tiny habits, track visibly, review weekly, and expand gradually. You will walk away with a step-by-step plan you can start today. How to use this book. Read 1 chapter at a time, then apply 1 tiny action immediately. Keep the first version of each habit under 2 minutes. Pair every habit with a visible cue, and place the cue where you will see it at the right moment. Use an identity statement in present tense to anchor your behavior. Track your wins with simple dots or check marks on a calendar or sticky note. Celebrate quickly after you complete a habit with a breath, a smile, or a whispered identity line. Review weekly. Ask what felt easy, what needs a cue adjustment, and what you will repeat. Treat everything as a friendly experiment. If a habit stalls, shrink it. If you forget, increase cues. If life gets loud, return to basics and protect your minimum version. Move through the book in order or skip to the chapter that solves your most urgent challenge. The value is in doing small, repeatable actions today. Let proof build confidence. Let confidence build momentum. Your transformation awaits. Picture your life 90 days from now. You wake with a gentle routine already laid out. Water first. 2 minutes of movement. 1 line of gratitude. A top task selected. No negotiating with your phone. You begin with a 10-minute focus sprint and find yourself continuing because starting was easy. You pause midday for a breath and a stretch. You send a quick message of appreciation and notice how much lighter your relationships feel. In the evening, you close loops. A short walk. 3 lines of reflection. Tomorrow's cue is set. You sleep with fewer loose ends and more steady pride. You trust yourself again because you collect proof every day. You do not rely on motivation, yet you feel motivated more often. You do not demand perfection, yet your results improve consistently. You stop asking for giant leaps and start loving small steps. Anxiety loosens because your choices are clear. Distractions lose their pull because your environment supports you. Each habit is a brick. Each brick is placed with care. In time, the structure holds you. Your transformation will not come from grand declarations. It will come from tiny actions repeated, evidence gathered, identity strengthened, and systems designed to carry you when life gets busy. Begin now, with the smallest possible version. Place a cue. Take a breath. Do the first 2 minutes. Mark a dot. Smile. You are building momentum. You are becoming the kind of person who follows through. Your new life does not wait for perfect conditions. It starts with what you do today, then grows with what you repeat tomorrow. Multiply that by time, and the change will feel inevitable. Step forward. Set the rudder by a few degrees. Trust the compounding power of small wins. Your days will feel clearer, your work will move faster, your body will feel stronger, and your mind will grow calmer. This is your moment to trade overwhelm for design, hesitation for identity, and scattered effort for steady progress. Power habits are ready to carry you. Start now. Repeat tomorrow. Let momentum rise. Introduction: Why Power Habits Matter. Introduction: Why Power Habits Matter. Why tiny actions change everything. You do not need a dramatic overhaul to change your life. You need a handful of small, repeatable moves that tilt each day in your favor. Picture a giant ship turning its course with a gentle nudge of the rudder. At first the shift is barely noticeable, yet over miles that slight angle delivers an entirely new destination. Power habits are that rudder. They are simple behaviors that, done daily, quietly redirect your health, work, relationships, and confidence. You will learn how tiny actions reduce decision fatigue, minimize friction, and make the right choice effortless. Instead of relying on motivation, which can be unpredictable, you will install systems that carry you forward even on your least inspired days. This chapter sets the tone for your journey, then the next chapter will give you the science behind small behaviors. The problem with all or nothing change: most people chase change through intensity. A strict diet, a complex morning routine, a radical productivity reboot. It feels exciting for a week, then life happens, and the plan collapses. The problem is not you, it is the size of the leap. Big efforts demand constant willpower, and willpower drains fast under stress, fatigue, and uncertainty. Another trap is vague goals. You want to be fit, productive, or confident, but there is no daily plan. Without clear actions tied to triggers and rewards, your good intentions fade. The Power Habits Blueprint. Power habits follow a simple blueprint. Choose a tiny action you can perform even on your busiest day. Anchor it to a specific cue, then attach a satisfying finish. Over time, the behavior becomes automatic and the win compounds. This blueprint includes 4 pillars. Identity first, decide the kind of person you are becoming. Tiny wins, start small enough to be undeniable. Friction audits, make good behaviors easy, and bad ones inconvenient. Momentum method, celebrate progress to build streaks and confidence. How small wins compound. Small wins are believable, so you start. Starting often is the secret. When you perform a tiny action consistently, you stack proof that you are the kind of person who shows up. That identity shift makes future actions easier. Think of compounding interest in finance. A small deposit grows with time and consistency. Behaviors work the same way. A 2-minute stretch improves energy, which improves focus, which improves output, which improves pride. Each link strengthens the next. Research consistently shows that repetition in a stable context makes behavior easier. Your brain builds pathways through practice, and rewards make those pathways more attractive. In plain language, do it often, make it feel good, and the habit will stick. Putting power habits into your day. Use the step-by-step process to install your first power habit. Pick one identity statement, such as I am a person who prioritizes health or I am a focused creator. Choose a tiny action, for health, 2 push-ups, for focus, 5 minutes of deep work, for calm, 1 minute of slow breathing. Anchor to a cue, after coffee, after opening your laptop, after brushing teeth. Make it obvious, place tools in sight, shoes by the door, notebook on the desk, water bottle next to the bed. Secure a reward, check a box on a tracker, say out loud that is me, send a quick win text to a friend. Track streaks, 1 visible line for each day, aim for a chain you do not want to break. Upgrade gradually, only when the tiny version feels automatic, add time or reps by a small margin. Stories from everyday life. Maya, a night shift nurse, felt exhausted and scattered. She chose I am a person who finishes days with calm. Her tiny action was a 3-minute evening reset, set tomorrow's top task, place phone on a shelf, take 5 slow breaths. Within 2 weeks, she slept deeper and started her mornings clear. Aaron, a college student, battled procrastination. He chose I am a person who starts quickly. His tiny action was a 10-minute focus sprint after sitting down, no notifications, 1 target task. He placed a sticky note on his laptop to mark each sprint. After a month, he was completing assignments early and felt proud to start. Mistakes to avoid. Going too big too soon. If it feels hard, shrink it until it feels laughably easy. Vague cues, tie the behavior to a specific trigger like after lunch or when you put keys down. Invisible tools, if you cannot see the tools, you will forget the habit. No reward, if there is no satisfying finish, the loop weakens. All or nothing thinking, a missed day is a blip, not a failure, restart the next rep. Key takeaways. Small, repeatable wins beat occasional intensity. Identity first makes habits stick, your actions prove who you are becoming. Make good habits easy to start and satisfying to finish. Visible tracking builds momentum and pride. Compounding happens when tiny actions align with daily cues. Next steps to begin now. Write one identity statement on a sticky note and place it where you will see it. Choose one tiny action you can complete in under 2 minutes. Anchor it to a cue you already do every day. Set up a simple reward, a check mark, a smile, a short message to a friend. Start today, then repeat tomorrow, track the streak. Closing thoughts and what comes next. Power habits are the invisible architecture of your day. They do not require heroics, and they do not steal your time. They are small bets you can win every single day. With each rep you build proof, confidence, and momentum. In the next chapter, we will explore the science of small behaviors, cues, actions, and rewards, so you can design habits that feel effortless and reliable. Your transformation does not begin with a giant leap. It begins with one tiny action, done now. The science of small behaviors. The science of small behaviors. Chapter Introduction. You do not need a lab coat to understand habit science. You need a clear view of how your brain saves energy. Small behaviors run on simple loops that repeat quietly in the background. When you learn to read those loops, you gain the power to redesign your day without wrestling your willpower. Building on the introduction, we now zoom into the engine under every habit. You will learn how triggers start behavior, how rewards lock it in, and how to shape each part so good actions become the obvious choice. This is science you can use today, simple enough to remember and strong enough to transform. Why small behaviors feel hard if the actions are small. Why do they still feel difficult to start or sustain? Because you are fighting the invisible. Triggers whisper, not shout. Friction drains energy before you even begin. Rewards are vague so your brain does not mark the action as worth repeating. The result is a loop that favors what is easy and familiar, not what is helpful. The trigger action reward model. Think of every habit as a loop with 3 parts. A trigger appears, you take an action, you receive a reward. Repeat the sequence and it becomes automatic. Your brain learns by association. Neurons that fire together often wire together. If the action is easy to start and the finish feels satisfying, your brain says do that again. If the action is hard to start or the finish feels empty, your brain says skip it. How the loop works in your day. Triggers can be time-based, environmental, emotional, or social. Morning alarm, coffee mug, stress, a friend's text. Each one invites a behavior. Place the right cue, you prime the right move. Remove the wrong cue, you starve the wrong move. Friction is the effort you feel before starting. It shows up as clutter on your desk, a password you forgot, shoes buried in a closet, a phone within reach when you sit down. Reduce friction and consistency rises. Many people think willpower fails. In reality, it is often friction. Rewards are the signals your brain uses to remember. They can be emotional, physical, social, or visual. Relief after a deep breath. Pride after a short walk. A text to share a win. A check mark on a tracker. When you deliberately attach a satisfying finish to a small behavior, you teach your brain that this action matters. How to apply the science. Map your triggers. List what prompts your recurring behaviors across a typical day. Notice time, place, emotions, and people. Choose one small habit to improve. Keep the size tiny. 1 minute of stretching. 1 sentence in a journal. 1 sip of water before coffee. Design a clear cue. Place the object where the action starts. Water bottle on your desk. Shoes by the door. Notebook open beside the bed. Remove friction. Prepare the first step in advance. Set out clothes the night before. Open the document. Bookmark the page. Make starting effortless. Secure a reward. Pick a quick finish that feels good. Smile and say that is me. Put a mark on a calendar. Send a 1-line message to a friend. Run a 7-day mini test. Observe what works. Adjust the cue, the first step, or the reward. Stay curious, not judgmental. Stories and scenarios. Tara wanted to stop late night snacking. Her trigger was the couch after dinner. She moved snacks into a cabinet and placed a bowl of fruit on the coffee table. She set a 1-piece rule, 1 piece of fruit while watching a show. She ended the night with a short journal line that said proud of the choice. Within 2 weeks, the loop shifted. John hoped to read without scrolling. He placed a novel on the pillow each morning so it was the first thing he saw at night. He set a 2-page minimum. He added a simple reward, a tally on a sticky note. The visual progress felt good. Reading became default, Priya struggled to start work blocks. She created a trigger, a 3-breath ritual at her desk. She reduced friction by closing all tabs except the project and set a 1-song focus start. When the song ended, she celebrated with a sip of water and a quick stretch. The loop moved from delay to do. Mistakes to avoid. Changing too much at once. Start with one habit so you can see cause and effect clearly. Vague rewards. If the finish is unclear, your brain will not mark the win. Hidden friction. Clutter, complex steps, or missing tools silently kill consistency. All or nothing thinking. Small starts win. Do less, more often. Ignoring emotions. Stress is a trigger. Add a calming cue before the action. Key takeaways. Habits run on a trigger, action, reward loop. Reduce friction and the right behavior emerges. Attach a satisfying finish to lock in repetition. Design beats motivation in daily life. Many experiments reveal your personal pattern. Clear cues turn intention into automatic action. Action items. Identify one trigger you will redesign today. Place a visible cue where the habit begins. Set the smallest possible first step. Choose a tiny reward you will celebrate. Track 7 days of reps with simple marks. Review and adjust one element for next week. Chapter conclusion. Small behaviors succeed because they are believable. Your brain trusts you to do them, so you begin. Beginning often is the gateway to profound change. You now have the simple science to craft better triggers, remove friction, and make the finish feel good. In the next chapter, we will connect this loop to identity-based habits, so you become the kind of person who does the right action naturally. Identity-based habits. Identity-based habits. Chapter Introduction. You can force a behavior for a week, maybe a month, but white-knuckle effort eventually frays. Real transformation begins when your actions flow from who you believe you are. When you say, I am a reader, picking up a book feels natural. When you say, I am an athlete in motion, moving your body becomes a default, not a debate. In the last chapter, The Science of Small Behaviors, you learned how cues, actions, and rewards shape automatic routines. Now we go a level deeper. Identity is the invisible engine that powers the loop. Shape identity, and the loop runs in your favor. This chapter shows you how to define a clear identity, prove it daily with micro-evidence, and turn your environment into a mirror of who you choose to be. The problem: most people chase outcomes while carrying identities that contradict those outcomes. They want to run, yet think I am not a runner. They want to save, yet believe I am bad with money. This creates a tug of war between desire and self-image. You get sporadic bursts of action, then self-doubt pulls you back to old patterns. The issue is not lack of motivation. The issue is misaligned identity. If your daily story says you are scattered, you will behave like a scattered person. Your actions cannot outgrow your self-definition for long. The solution framework. Identity-based habits align behavior with a chosen story. The framework has 4 steps. Name it. Choose a simple, present tense identity for one domain. I am a focused learner. I am a caring partner. I am an athlete in motion. Prove it. Collect micro-evidence daily. 1 sentence, 1 stretch, $1. Tiny proof builds trust. See it. Install character cues, visible reminders that nudge the identity-aligned behavior. Script it. Use if-then identity scripts that remove hesitation. As a focused learner, if it is 9 a.m., then I begin one deep work block. Deep dive identity is the brain's shortcut for prediction. You ask, what would someone like me do here, then you do it. When your identity is clear, decisions are faster and less draining. This is why a small identity shift can reduce friction dramatically. Micro-evidence matters because your brain believes what you repeatedly do. Write 1 sentence and you become a person who writes today. Stretch for 30 seconds and you become a person who moves today. These wins are small enough to start and consistent enough to compound. Character cues make identity visible. Place running shoes by the door, a water bottle on your desk, a gratitude journal open on your pillow. The environment whispers your story back to you. It turns intention into an obvious next move. Identity scripts shrink hesitation. For example, as a caring partner, I send a midday appreciation text. The script tells you when to act and what to do. You are not negotiating. You are expressing who you are. Implementation strategy. Follow the 6-step plan. Pick one domain. Choose health, learning, relationships, or work. 1. Focus prevents dilution. Write your identity statement. Use present tense and keep it specific. I am a morning mover. I am a focused learner. Define your micro-evidence. Choose a 2-minute version that proves your identity daily. Examples: 1 paragraph, 2 minutes of movement, $5 saved, 1 thank you message. Set character cues. Place visible prompts in your path. Shoes at the door, book on the pillow, sticky note on the laptop with your identity statement. Create 2 scripts. Use if-then language. If it is 7 a.m., then I do 2 minutes of mobility. If I open my laptop, then I review my top task for 1 minute. Plan identity repair. When you slip, say, that was out of character, then do a small corrective action within 5 minutes. Real-world application: Nia felt scattered and behind in her studies. She chose, I am a focused learner. Her micro-evidence was a 2-minute study start each weekday. She wrote her identity on a whiteboard along with a daily block, 9 a.m. deep work. Her script was, if the clock shows 9, then I silence my phone and open the first page. 2 minutes became 20, then 60. Within weeks, Nia stopped trying to study. She studied because that is who she was. Marco wanted to regain fitness after years of inactivity. He chose, I am an athlete in motion. He placed a yoga mat by the television and set a daily cue, shoes by the door each night. His micro-evidence was 3 body weight squats after he made coffee. His script, if I pour coffee, then I do 3 squats. He increased by 1 rep each week. 3 months later, he comfortably completed short runs and felt proud of his consistent identity. Common pitfalls. Picking too many identities. Choose 1 per domain. Multiply later. Vague identity statements. Avoid, I am healthier. Use, I am a morning mover. Overly ambitious proof. Keep it tiny. If it feels heavy, shrink it. Invisible environments. Without cues, you rely on memory. Make your identity visible. Harsh self-talk after slips. Use gentle repair. Fast correction preserves identity. Key takeaways. Identity directs behavior more reliably than motivation. Micro-evidence builds self-trust 1 tiny proof at a time. Character cues and scripts remove hesitation and reduce friction. Gentle, immediate repair keeps your story intact after slips. 1 clear identity per domain multiplies consistency. Action items. Write 1 present tense identity for a single domain. Define 1 daily micro proof that takes 2 minutes or less. Set 2 physical cues that you will see at the right time. Draft 2 if-then identity scripts and place them where you look daily. Plan 1 identity repair action for likely slip moments. Chapter conclusion: when you act from identity, you stop wrestling with yourself. You become the kind of person who does the behavior, and the loop reinforces itself. Building on the science of small behaviors, you now have the deeper lever that keeps the loop running. In the next chapter, Breaking Old Patterns, you will learn how to dissolve habits that no longer fit your chosen story, and how to replace them with behaviors that serve the identity you just claimed. Breaking old patterns. Breaking old patterns. A gentle way to change. Bad habits rarely disappear because you stare them down. They soften when you give your brain a better path to follow. In this chapter, you will learn how to reroute unhelpful loops with gentle precision, so you stop wrestling and start replacing. The goal is not to be perfect, it is to create small wins that stick. Building on identity-based habits, you already know that who you believe you are guides what you do. Now we will clear the clutter that blocks that identity from expressing itself. You will map triggers, design replacements, elevate friction for old behaviors, and reward the new. By the end, you will have a simple plan to make change feel doable today. Why old patterns feel sticky. Unwanted habits survive because they meet a need. Late night snacking can comfort, doom scrolling can distract, and gossip can create a quick sense of belonging. If you try to remove the behavior without meeting the need, your brain resists. Pressure builds, then the old loop wins. The pattern is not irrational. It is efficient at delivering a feeling, even if the cost is high later. The trigger replacement cycle. Your approach is simple. Understand the trigger, choose a substitute action, and attach a satisfying reward. When X happens, you do Y, then you close the loop with Z. You are not denying the need. You are meeting it better. This cycle works because it gives the brain a clear path with a beginning and an end. Rerouting the loop. Start with a compassionate audit. List one habit, the typical trigger, and the feeling it promises. Curiosity beats judgment. When you catch the trigger, elevate friction for the old behavior. Move the app off your home screen. Store snacks out of sight. Put the TV remote in a drawer. Add a 2-step delay so autopilot slows down. Practice urge surfing. When a craving hits, picture a wave rising, cresting, and falling. Breathe slowly. Name the feeling, such as restless or tired. Walk to get water and delay for 1 minute. Most urges pass when given space. You are not fighting the ocean. You are riding it. Prepare if-then scripts for hot moments. If you feel the itch to scroll, then you do 5 push-ups and breathe for 20 seconds. If you want to snack late, then you brew mint tea and read 2 pages. Write these while calm. When the trigger appears, your script deploys and you move. Finally, reward the replacement. Your brain likes closure. Keep a small wins log. Say out loud, I delayed, then replaced. Let the satisfaction stick so the new path becomes familiar. Step-by-step plan. Choose one habit to transform this week. Define the trigger, the need, and the current behavior in 1 sentence. Design a simple replacement that meets the same need with less cost. Elevate friction for the old behavior with 1 environmental change. Write 2 if-then scripts you can use in hot moments. Practice urge surfing once daily even when no trigger appears. Track replacements in a small wins log and add a tiny reward. Stories from daily life. Consider Jonah, who checked messages every few minutes and felt anxious. He turned off non-essential notifications, placed his phone on a shelf during focus blocks, and adopted a replacement. Every time he reached for his phone, he took 1 deep breath and repeated, I focus now. After a week, his mind felt quieter. After a month, his work quality improved. Meet Maya, who snacked at night for comfort. She moved sweets to a high cabinet, set a mug and tea bag on the counter each evening, and wrote an if-then script. If I crave sugar after dinner, then I make mint tea, stretch for 2 minutes, and text a friend. Her need was comfort and connection. The replacement delivered both, with better sleep as a bonus. Traps to avoid. Trying to fix 5 habits at once, which dilutes energy. Choosing replacements that are complicated or inconvenient. Skipping the reward, which leaves the loop open and unsatisfying. Treating slips as failure instead of information. Forgetting identity alignment, which reduces motivation. Key takeaways. Old habits serve needs. Meet the need better and the pattern loosens. The trigger replacement cycle gives your brain a clear path to follow. Friction and script slow autopilot so you can choose differently. Rewarding the replacement cements the new loop. Action items. Write your compassionate audit for 1 habit today. Create 2 environmental friction adjustments. Draft 2 if-then scripts and post them where you see them. Begin a small wins log and record 1 replacement daily. Share your plan with a friend for accountability. From clearing to building. Breaking old patterns is not about force. It is about intelligent substitution, gentle delays, and satisfying closure. As your identity guides your choices, the old path grows over and the new path becomes your default. In the next chapter, we will build high-value habits that produce outsized returns, so your cleared space fills with simple moves that elevate your health, productivity, and mindset. Building high-value habits. Chapter Introduction. You have limited time and energy. Every day, countless choices compete for them. What if a handful of tiny, high-value habits could make the rest of your day smoother, your mind clearer, and your progress inevitable? Small hinges swing big doors, when you choose the right hinges. In the last chapter, you learned how to replace old patterns with smarter choices. Now you will build the habits that pay you back. High-value habits are keystone moves. They are simple to perform, easy to repeat, and aligned with who you are becoming. We will focus on health, productivity, and mindset, then assemble a daily blueprint that fits real life. The problem: most people try to upgrade life by adding complex routines they cannot sustain. They chase intensity, then burn out. Habits that demand willpower, long blocks of time, or perfect conditions rarely survive a messy week. The result is inconsistent effort, erratic energy, and progress that stalls. You do not need more tasks. You need fewer, smarter ones. The solution framework. Use the high-value habit matrix. List potential habits, then rate each for ease and impact. Ease asks, can I do this even on a hectic day? Impact asks, does this improve multiple areas at once? Pick habits that score high on both. Start tiny, stack gradually, review weekly. Anchor each habit to an existing routine, and design your environment to make the habit the default. Your identity leads the way. You are the kind of person who invests in small moves that compound. Deep dive into health, productivity, and mindset. Health is fuel. Choose tiny anchors that stabilize your energy. Drink 1 glass of water before coffee. Do 2 minutes of movement when you wake up, stretch, squats, or a short mobility flow. Take a short walk after dinner, even 5 minutes, to signal wind down. Create a bedtime ritual, lights dimmed, 1 calming song, and phone away. Short bouts of movement and consistent sleep cues regulate mood and focus. Productivity is focused action, not constant motion. Replace scattered effort with brief, high-quality blocks. Begin with 1 10-minute deep work sprint daily, a single task, no notifications, timer on, and finish. Cut your to-do list to 3 priorities. Use the start anywhere rule, pick the smallest next step and begin. Completion releases satisfaction, which makes repeat starts easier. Mindset is the inner stabilizer. Write a 1-line gratitude each morning, the simplest true thing you appreciate. Practice a 2-minute visualization, see yourself as the person who shows up, then see the next small action happen. End the day with friction-free reflection. Ask, what worked, what will I repeat? These rituals keep your attention on progress rather than perfection. Implementation strategy. Build a daily blueprint that begins tiny and stays flexible. Morning, water first, 2-minute movement, 1-line gratitude, and write your top task. Midday, 10-minute focus sprint, 1 quick stretch break, and send 1 connection text to nurture relationships. Evening, short walk, 2-minute reflection, and set out 1 item for tomorrow's start. Use the high-value habit matrix weekly. Brainstorm 5 habits per category. Rate ease on a scale of 1 to 5, rate impact on a scale of 1 to 5. Pick 3 total for the week. Place each habit next to an existing routine. Put visual cues in your space, a water bottle on the counter, shoes near the door, a sticky note on your laptop. Real-world application. Consider Priya, a project manager and parent with a full schedule. She chose 4 anchors, water on waking, 2-minute movement, 1 deep work sprint, and a 2-minute reflection. In 2 weeks, her mornings felt lighter and she had a reliable focus win before lunch. Later she added a short dinner walk and a gratitude line. Because the base existed, the add-ons felt effortless. Meet Marco, a nurse working rotating shifts. He used the matrix to select habits that travel well. He chose a pocket stretch routine, a 3-breath reset before charting, and a 1-paragraph journal at night. Even with irregular hours, these small moves stabilized his mood and performance. Common pitfalls. Avoid overloading. More habits do not equal more progress. Pick 3. Beware invisible friction, empty water bottle, buried running shoes, or a crowded to-do list. Fix the environment first. Do not let perfection be the gatekeeper. Missed days happen. Resume with the smallest version. Finally, do not chase novelty. High-value habits are boring in a good way. Consistency beats variety. Key takeaways. High-value habits deliver outsized returns across multiple areas. Ease plus impact is your selection filter, choose both. Health habits are fuel, not a batch. 10-minute focus sprints beat long, rare sessions. Mindset rituals stabilize the inner world during external chaos. Weekly reviews keep habits simple and sticky. Action items. Create your high-value habit matrix, list 5 health, 5 productivity, 5 mindset habits, then rate ease and impact. Choose 3 habits total for the next 7 days, 1 per category. Anchor each habit to a current routine, morning drink, lunch break, evening wind down. Set visible cues, place tools where the action happens, water bottle, timer, walking shoes. Track with simple marks, 1 check per completed habit, keep it obvious. Review next week, ask what felt natural, what friction needs fixing, and what small adjustment will make it easier. Chapter Conclusion. When you choose small, high-value habits, you stop fighting your day. You create a rhythm that carries you forward with less strain and more calm. Building on the patterns you replaced, and the identity you are strengthening, your blueprint turns intention into evidence. In the next chapter, we will explore the momentum method, a practical engine that transforms tiny wins into compounding progress. Your flywheel is ready to turn. Keep it light. Keep it repeatable. Keep moving. The momentum method. The momentum method. Chapter Introduction. Momentum feels like progress wants to keep going. You wake up, do a tiny thing, and it quietly pulls the next good choice along. Building on what you explored in building high-value habits, this chapter turns small actions into a compounding engine. You will learn a simple way to generate momentum on demand. Start impossibly small, make wins visible, celebrate fast, stack gradually, and bounce back quickly. When momentum grows, resistance shrinks, and your identity strengthens. Start often. Finish naturally. The problem: you are not lazy. You are overloaded by friction and pressure. Big goals invite the start and stop cycle. You sprint one day, stall the next, then wait for motivation to return. The gap between who you are and who you want to be feels heavy. Without momentum, even smart habits struggle to survive. The solution framework. The momentum method is a 5-part approach. Start with 2 minutes. Cut any habit until it feels laughably easy. The win is the start. Make wins visible. Track with dots, checks, or a simple app. Proof fuels repetition. Celebrate immediately. Give yourself a small shot of satisfaction, a smile, a breath, an identity statement. Stack gradually. Add minutes or steps only when the tiny version is automatic. Protect streaks with resilience. When you miss, restart the next day with the smallest version. Add the win stack tracker to collect 3 daily wins, 1 health, 1 productivity, 1 mindset. Deep dive. Start with 2 minutes. Your brain prefers certainty over intensity. 2 minutes of stretching, 1 sentence of writing, 1 minute of tidying. You are teaching your nervous system that beginning is safe and repeatable. Starting often is more powerful than finishing rarely. Make wins visible. Abstract effort does not motivate. Tangible proof does. A wall calendar with check marks, a sticky note row of dots, or a minimalist habit app converts invisible work into a map of progress. Seeing a line of marks triggers the feeling, I keep promises to myself. Celebrate immediately. Pair the action with satisfaction. Smile. Inhale and say, I begin. Exhale and say, I am a mover. This quick signal releases motivation chemicals and links the habit to a positive emotion. Celebration is not a party. It is a micro high five. Stack gradually. Ease builds consistency. Once 2 minutes is automatic, grow to 3, then 5. Let the habit expand like a plant, not like a firework. Keep the ramp gentle so your schedule, energy, and identity can handle it. Practice streak resilience. Streaks are motivating. They are also fragile. When a streak breaks, reframe, I am human. Resume the next day with the smallest version. A streak is not your identity. Your commitment is. The restart is your proof. Implementation strategy. Pick one anchor habit. Choose a health, productivity, or mindset habit from your earlier matrix. Design the 2-minute start. Write the exact smallest action on a sticky note. Attach a simple cue. Place the action after an existing routine, like after coffee or after brushing teeth. Create a visible tracker. Prepare a calendar, a dot note, or an app with a single tap. Script a celebration. Choose a smile, a breath, and one identity phrase. Plan the gentle stack. Decide when you will grow by 1 minute, usually after 7 easy days. Define the restart rule. When you miss, you restart with the smallest version within 24 hours. Set a weekly review. Ask 3 questions: what worked, what felt heavy, what will I simplify? Real-world application. Consider Elise, stuck on a side project. She set a 2-minute nightly build session, placed a sticky note tracker on her lamp, and whispered, I build, after each session. Dots became lines. Lines became pages. Pages became a product. Her momentum came from starts, not sprints. A second example. Jamal wanted fitness without overwhelm. He did 2 minutes of squats after placing his keys on the counter, checked a calendar box, and said, "I move daily." After 2 weeks, he added a short walk. Months later, he felt like an athlete because he acted like one in tiny doses. Common pitfalls. Making it big too soon. If you quadruple overnight, friction returns. Shrink back to 2 minutes. Over-designing the tracker. Complexity kills visibility. Keep it one tap or one mark. Chasing perfect streaks. Perfection invites shame. Protect momentum with fast restarts. Celebrating with distraction. Huge rewards can derail the next step. Choose a simple, quick celebration. Key takeaways. Momentum grows from tiny wins you can repeat every day. Visible tracking converts effort into proof that fuels repetition. Celebration links action to positive emotion and keeps you coming back. Gradual stacking turns light movements into lasting routines. Resilient streaks matter more than perfect streaks. Action items. Choose one habit and write its 2-minute version right now. Prepare your tracker and place it where you will see it daily. Decide on your identity phrase and practice saying it aloud. Do your 2-minute start today and record the win. Review at the end of the week and add 1 minute if it felt easy. Chapter conclusion. Momentum compounds like interest. Small deposits grow into meaningful returns. You now have a reliable way to start tiny, make progress visible, and keep the flywheel nudging forward. In the next chapter, Discipline Made Easy will help you design your environment so good choices become the obvious path. Keep the starts light, the proofs clear, and the celebrations quick. Your tiny wins will become big outcomes. Discipline Made Easy. Chapter Introduction. You do not need to become a tougher person to be consistent. You need a smarter design. Most people think discipline is a personality trait, a fixed reserve of willpower you either have or you do not. In reality, discipline is a path of least resistance that you build on purpose. When the right action is the easy action, you win more days. Building on what we covered in the momentum method, where tiny wins stacked into force, this chapter makes those wins automatic. Systems carry you when motivation dips. Think of discipline as a friendly conveyor belt that moves you toward what you want, especially on days when you feel ordinary. Design beats discipline when discipline is tired. The problem? Motivation is a lousy manager. It shows up late, takes long lunches, and forgets memos. Relying on it creates a cycle of effort and collapse. You try hard, get tired, then quit or drift. The real culprits are friction, decision overload, and environments that prompt the wrong behaviors. You blame yourself for inconsistency, but your day is booby-trapped. If starting is hard, if the tools you need are hidden, and if every decision requires debate, consistency will always feel heavy. The problem is not you. It is the design. The solution framework. Here is the shift. Make good choices frictionless and less helpful choices inconvenient. Use a simple framework that keeps your day on rails. Friction audit, notice where good behaviors get stuck, then remove tiny snags. 2-minute rule plus, reduce habits to 2 minutes and attach each one to a cue in your environment. Automations and no debate zones, pre-plan common decisions so your brain is not deciding in the moment. Guardrails and bounce back scripts, install minimums and reset rules so off days do not become off weeks. Light accountability, share tiny commitments and quick check-ins to reinforce follow-through. Deep dive. Start with a friction audit. List the habits you want, then scan for frictions. Starting work is slow. The desk is cluttered, tabs are chaotic, your charger is missing. Evening movement is inconsistent. Clothes are buried, shoes are in the car, the living room is a maze. Journaling never happens. The notebook lives in a drawer and the pen is out of ink. For each friction point, design one tiny fix. Clear the desk nightly. Create a single tab folder. Place the charger in a visible tray. Lay out clothes where you stand in the morning. Put the journal on your pillow with a working pen. Apply the 2-minute rule plus. 2 minutes is the permission slip to begin. The plus is the cue that snaps it into place. After I put my keys down, I will do 2 minutes of squats. After I brush my teeth, I will tidy for 2 minutes. After I make coffee, I will write 1 sentence. Your brain loves when, then recipes. They turn effort into default. Automate decisions. Pre-plan meals for 2 days, not 2 weeks. Batch recurring tasks into themed blocks. Protect blocks for deep work and for recovery. Create no debate zones for a handful of non-negotiables. You move your body at 7 a.m. You set tomorrow's top task at 9 p.m. deciding once frees energy to execute daily. Design guardrails for failure. Expect misses. Set minimums like 1 minute of anything, 2 lines in the journal, 1 page read. Write a bounce back script. When I miss, I return to the smallest version next time. Forgiveness is not softness. It is the rocket fuel for persistence. Leverage social support. Tell a friend your tiny plan and send a daily dot. A single emoji. A one-line report. Accountability does not need a committee. It only needs a witness. Implementation strategy. Step 1, run a friction audit. List 3 habits you want more of. For each, write the time, place, and one snag. Create one tiny environmental fix per snag. Step 2, build 2-minute versions. Reduce each habit to what fits in 2 minutes. Write a when, then cue for each. After I X, I will Y for 2 minutes. Step 3, automate choices. Pre-plan 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches for the next 2 days. Batch recurring tasks into 2 weekly blocks. Create 2 no debate zones with times and actions. Step 4, install guardrails. Define your minimums. Write your bounce back script on a sticky note. Step 5, add light accountability. Choose a partner. Send a daily dot for 7 days. Agree on no judgment and short messages only. Step 6, review weekly. 5 minutes on Friday. What felt heavy? What tiny fix will remove that snag next week? Real-world application. Marco struggled with late-night snacking. He placed fruit on the counter, moved sweets to a high cupboard, and set an alarm for tea at 9 p.m. He added a no-debate zone, teeth brushed by 9.30. His minimum was a cup of tea and a piece of fruit if cravings hit. He texted a green dot to a friend each night. In 2 weeks, his defaults changed. He did not fight himself. He followed his rails. Priya wanted to write in the morning. Her friction audit showed 3 snags, a messy desk, a cold room, and a laptop buried in a bag. She cleared the desk at night, placed the laptop on it, and set a small lamp. Her cue was coffee. After she poured, she wrote for 2 minutes. Most days it became 10, but the win remained the start. On days she missed, she used her bounce back script and returned to 2 minutes. Her draft emerged without drama. Common pitfalls. Waiting for motivation instead of building cues. Treating 2 minutes as failure rather than ignition. Adding too many habits at once. Install 1 or 2. Making accountability heavy. Keep it light and short. Relying on streaks without guardrails. Minimums protect progress. Ignoring environment. Willpower is weakest in a cluttered arena. Key takeaways. Discipline is design, not a personality test. Friction audits reveal tiny fixes that unlock ease. 2-minute starts paired with cues create automatic action. Automations and no debate zones remove decision fatigue. Guardrails and light accountability protect consistency. Action items. Today, run a 5-minute friction audit on one habit. Add one tiny fix. Write one when, then cue for a 2-minute version. Do it now. Set 2 no debate zones for tomorrow with times and actions. Create your bounce back script on a sticky note and place it where you will see it. Text a friend your tiny plan and ask for a week of daily dots. Chapter conclusion. You just turned discipline from a battle into a blueprint. Your systems will now carry you when motivation wanes, and your habits will feel lighter because the day is designed for them. In the next chapter, Mindset Upgrade, we will align your inner story with your new system so your thoughts, feelings, and actions pull in the same direction. Design the path, then think the thoughts that make walking it feel natural. Mindset Upgrade. Chapter Introduction. You built systems in discipline made easy that removed friction from your day. Now it is time to upgrade the story that runs those systems. Habits live inside your narrative. When the inner voice is heavy, even simple routines feel like uphill climbs. When the inner voice is supportive, effort feels like expression. In this chapter, you will learn how to spot limiting scripts, reframe them into believable upgrades, and install daily mindset rituals that keep you steady. Think of this as tuning the climate of your mind so action grows with less resistance. The problem. You can design a perfect routine and still stall if your self-talk quietly says, I am behind, I am not consistent, or it has to be perfect. These scripts trigger tension and hesitation. Thoughts create feelings, feelings drive actions, actions create outcomes that confirm the original thought. The loop becomes a closed circuit that keeps you stuck. The solution framework. You will use a three-part framework that turns mindset from an obstacle into a partner. Awareness, the thought, feeling, action loop becomes visible. The reframing ladder, name the script, neutralize it, then empower it. Identity language and micro-presence, pair believable statements with small grounding practices, then reinforce with brief daily rituals and a supportive environment. Deep dive. Start with awareness. Treat your mind like a room with the lights off. Awareness is the switch. When you catch a script, write it down. Do not argue. Observe. Research shows that simply labeling a feeling can reduce its intensity. Try, I notice tightness in my chest and a thought that I am behind. This separates you from the story. Use the reframing ladder in the moment. Step 1, name the script, I am behind. Step 2, neutralize, some days move slower. Step 3, empower, I am building, one step at a time. The goal is a believable upgrade. You are moving from doom to doable, not from stuck to fantasy. Add identity language that matches who you are becoming. Say, I am the kind of person who starts now, or I am a learner, today counts. Identity statements shift behavior because they aim at who you are, not only what you do. Practice micro-presence. One breath in, one breath out, feel your feet. Ask, what is the smallest next step? Then do it. Presence shrinks anxiety and invites action. Implementation strategy. Morning, write one identity line that feels true enough to act on. Example, I keep promises to myself in tiny ways. During the day, run the reframing ladder anytime you feel stuck. Keep it under 30 seconds. Use micro-presence breaks, one slow breath before opening your inbox, one slow breath before a meeting. Evening, capture 3 lines, what worked, what you are proud of, what you will repeat tomorrow. Weekly, audit your environment for mindset cues, a sticky note with progress over perfect near your desk, a phone lock screen with begin now. Real-world application. Alana was a designer who delayed projects until she felt perfectly ready. Her perfection script said, if it is not flawless, it does not count. She adopted a visible cue, a note that read progress beats perfection. When she felt the freeze, she used the ladder, name, I am stalling, neutral, some drafts are rough, empower, a rough draft today is progress. She paired the reframe with a 2-minute start. Within 3 weeks, she submitted more drafts on time and spent less energy wrestling with herself. Her habits and mindset began working as a team. Diego, a new manager, believed, I am not a leader. He upgraded to, I am learning to lead through clarity. Each morning he wrote one sentence he would say clearly to his team. He practiced one breath before speaking. He closed days with a 3-line journal. Over a month, his meetings became shorter and decisions clearer. Confidence followed evidence. Common pitfalls. Overreaching reframes. Jumping from I am behind to I am crushing it can feel fake. Aim for believable shifts. All talk, no action. A reframe should end with the smallest next step. Without action, the mind does not get new proof. Ritual overload. Keep rituals brief so you keep them. One line beats one page if it happens daily. Lonely upgrades. If your circle worships only big wins, small steps feel silly. Share tiny wins with a friend who values process. Key takeaways. Your story shapes your energy, and your energy shapes your habits. Awareness turns automatic scripts into choices. The reframing ladder moves you from doom to doable in seconds. Identity statements guide behavior with less effort. Micro-presence reduces noise and reveals the smallest next step. Short daily rituals stabilize your inner climate. Supportive people normalize small wins and reinforce your new story. Action items. Write 3 common scripts you notice during tough days. Draft 3 ladder upgrades for each script, name, neutral, empower. Create one identity statement that you can believe today. Set 2 micro-presence cues, before email and before meetings. Place one visible mindset cue where you work. Start a nightly 3-line journal for the next 7 days. Chapter Conclusion. Mindset is the soil where your power habits grow. When you upgrade the narrative, discipline feels lighter and actions feel natural. You have the tools: awareness, reframing, identity, presence, and rituals. In the next chapter, we will turn this inner shift into external proof by building habits for success and confidence that give you daily wins you can measure and trust. Habits for success and confidence. Chapter Introduction. Success and confidence look loud from the outside, but they are quietly built in small moments you control. Before you face inboxes and meetings, you can set the tone, collect proof, and carry momentum into everything you touch. In this chapter, you will design simple morning and evening routines, emotional steadiness practices, and easy social habits that make progress and self-belief feel natural. Building on the mindset upgrades you practiced earlier, you will turn identity into daily action. Think of this chapter as installing rails for your energy, attention, and courage. You will leave with a repeatable plan that fits real life, not an ideal calendar. The problem: most people chase confidence like weather, then wonder why it changes without notice. They wait for motivation, push hard, then stall. Mornings get hijacked by phones. Evenings end with unfinished loops, which drag into the next day. Emotions spike, boundaries blur, and social energy gets scattered. The result is inconsistent success and a fragile sense of self. Confidence cannot survive on occasional highs. It needs daily proof. Success does not require perfect days. It requires small, reliable wins that stack. The Confidence Routine Framework. You will use 4 habit domains to stabilize success and confidence. Morning anchors. Simple actions that launch your day with intention and motion. Evening closers. Brief rituals that lower stress and set tomorrow up to win. Emotional habits. Fast resets that keep you steady when life gets noisy. Social habits. Tiny practices that lift relationships and protect your focus. These feed the daily confidence stack: 3 tiny wins: health, work, mindset, plus 1 social connection. You will track them so your brain sees proof. Confidence grows where proof lives. Deep dive. Morning anchors. Start with water to wake your body. Add 2 minutes of movement, stretching, air squats, or a brisk walk to the mailbox. Speak one identity statement that aligns with who you are becoming. For example, I contribute, or I keep promises to myself. Choose your top task for the day, one item that matters most. Delay phone scrolling until these anchors are complete. Finish with a 10-minute focus sprint on that top task. Momentum at breakfast makes decisions easier by lunch. Evening closers. Give your body a short walk or gentle stretching to release tension. Capture 3 lines in a notebook. What worked today, what you are proud of, and what you will repeat. Name tomorrow's top task. Prepare a visible cue for morning: a water glass on the counter, shoes by the door, notebook open on the desk. Evenings prepare. Mornings launch. Emotional habits. Use 1-minute breathing breaks, 5 slow breaths, longer exhales, to reset your nervous system. Do quick name the feeling checks: say out loud, anxious, overwhelmed, excited, and notice it without judgment. Practice micro-compassion. Say, I am human, I continue. Confidence grows when you treat yourself like a teammate, not an enemy. Social habits. Send 1 appreciation text daily, name something specific someone did and how it helped. Use the boundary sandwich when you need to protect your time. State your no clearly, thank them for understanding, then offer a small alternative if appropriate. Choose presence over performance. In conversations, listen for 60 seconds before you respond. These micro acts change the climate of your day. How to put this into practice? Pick your anchors. Water, 2 minutes of movement, 1 identity statement, top task, 10-minute focus sprint. Design cues. Place water by the bed, workout shoes by the door, a sticky note with your identity statement on your mirror. Guard the gate. Put the phone in another room until anchors are done. If needed, set a 2-minute timer to start quickly. Script your lines. Write, I am human, I continue, and your boundary sandwich on a card for your wallet or phone. Track the daily confidence stack. Each day, record a tiny health win, a work win, a mindset win, plus 1 social connection. If you feel rushed, shrink the habit. Half the reps 1 minute instead of 10. Repeat tomorrow. Real-world application. Theo felt invisible at work. He started with a morning statement, "I contribute," said while touching a notebook. He picked one top task nightly and did a 10-minute sprint on it before email. He sent one daily appreciation note to a colleague. Before meetings, he did 1 minute of breathing and named his feeling, usually nervous. After 2 weeks, he spoke up earlier and with better points because he had already done small prep sprints. A month later, his manager noticed his steady impact. Confidence followed proof. Maya, a new manager, used evening closers to calm decision fatigue. She wrote 3 lines each night and placed tomorrow's agenda on her keyboard. She used the boundary sandwich to decline extra projects during a busy quarter. Her team saw a leader who was present, clear, and consistent. Her stress dropped because her systems were doing the heavy lifting. Common pitfalls. Going big instead of repeatable. Intensity is tempting. Consistency wins. Shrink to keep going. Letting the phone decide your mood. Put it out of reach until anchors are complete. Vague top tasks. Choose one clear action that moves a real result. Shame spirals after misses. Use micro-compassion and restart at the smallest version. Social overcommitment. Use the boundary sandwich to protect focus without drama. Invisible proof. If you do not track wins, your brain forgets them. Write them down. Key takeaways. Success and confidence are built from small daily bricks, not occasional marathons. Morning anchors create momentum. Evening closers create calm and clarity. Emotional and social habits stabilize your energy and relationships. The daily confidence stack turns confidence into evidence, not opinion. Repeatability beats intensity. Shrink habits to keep the chain alive. Action items. Write your identity statement for mornings. Say it out loud daily. Choose your 4 morning anchors and set physical cues tonight. Create a 3-line evening journal template and place it by your bed. Add 1-minute breathing breaks to your calendar at 2 common stress points. Draft your boundary sandwich and practice it with low-stakes requests. Start a daily confidence stack note on your phone and fill it every evening. Put your phone in another room until your anchors are complete for 3 days. Chapter conclusion. You now have a small, humane system that produces big results over time. Morning and evening rituals, emotional steadiness, and social clarity work together to create daily proof. In the next chapter, your new life begins now. You will shape these habits into a simple 90-day roadmap. Keep the bar low and the gain high. Let your new routines speak for you, one tiny win at a time. Your new life begins now. Chapter Introduction. Transformation rarely arrives with fireworks. It arrives with a quiet yes repeated daily. If you have walked through identity, momentum, and confidence, you already know that small actions compound. Now it is time to move from knowing to living. Your new life begins with one tiny decision and a simple plan. Building on what we covered in Habits for Success and Confidence, this chapter turns your small wins into a sustainable roadmap. You will design a path that protects consistency, grows identity, and keeps progress visible. No drama, just daily proof. The problem. Most people try to change with intensity instead of repeatability. They start big, then stall when life gets busy. Without a clear identity, tiny habits, cues, rewards, and bounce-back scripts, motivation becomes fragile. The challenge is not effort. The challenge is building a system that works on ordinary days, especially when energy dips or plans shift. The solution framework. Use the Power Path Plan, a simple framework you can carry for months and years. Identity Anchor, one present tense statement that defines who you are becoming. Tiny Trio, 3 micro habits that fit your day, 1 health, 1 productivity, 1 mindset. Cue and Reward Map, specific triggers and simple signals that end each habit with satisfaction. Visible tracking, a calendar, sticky note, or app that shows proof and prevents drift. Weekly Review, a short check-in to remove friction and keep momentum. Gentle Stacking, expand only after a habit feels automatic. The 30/60/90 Roadmap, phased growth that feels humane. Bounce back scripts and milestones, plans for misses and celebrations for progress. Deep Dive. Your identity anchor is the compass. Choose one statement, present tense, like I am steady, I build, or I care. Speak it aloud each morning. Identity drives behavior when behavior gives identity evidence. Your tiny trio creates daily traction. Keep each under 2 minutes. Health could be water on waking. Productivity could be a 2-minute focus sprint. Mindset could be a 1-line reflection. 2 minutes a day equals over 12 hours of practice in a year, a small effort that becomes a large result. Design cues that live where the habit happens. Place a water glass by the sink. Put a sticky note on your laptop. Set a phone reminder for the reflection. Attach a small reward, a deep breath, a checkmark, or whisper your identity. Rewards close the loop and make repetition likely. Visible tracking turns invisible progress into motivation. When you see dots filling a calendar, you witness your story. Consistency grows when success is easy to notice. Weekly review is the reality check. Ask 3 questions: what felt easy, what needs friction removed, what will I keep? Remove friction by shrinking the habit or moving the cue. Keep what works. Gentle stacking prevents overwhelm. Only expand after a habit feels automatic. Add 30 seconds, or one tiny step, not a leap. Implementation strategy. Choose one identity, write it in present tense, keep it short. Select your tiny trio: 1 health, 1 productivity, 1 mindset, each under 2 minutes. Map cues and rewards, decide where and when each habit triggers, decide the closing reward. Track visibly, prepare a calendar, sticky note, or app, place it where you will see it. Run weekly reviews, schedule 10 minutes each week to adjust. Follow the 30/60/90 roadmap, days 1 to 30, establish tiny anchors and celebrate dots. Days 31 to 60, expand one habit slightly and add an evening reflection. Days 61 to 90, stabilize routines and add one social habit, appreciation, or a boundary practice. Write bounce back scripts: when I miss, I restart at the smallest version. When I feel overwhelmed, I breathe for 1 minute and choose the next tiny step. Set milestone checkpoints, celebrate at 30, 60, and 90 days with a small treat or a walk. Real-world application. Consider Sophia. She felt she tried everything. She chose, I am steady. Her tiny trio: drink water on waking, a 2-minute focus sprint, and a 1-line reflection each night. She placed a glass by her bed, a sticky note on her laptop, and a pen on her nightstand. She tracked with simple dots on a wall calendar. At 30 days, Sophia felt calmer. At 60 days, she expanded the focus sprint to 5 minutes and added a short walk after dinner. At 90 days, she noticed identity strength. Her actions matched her words. Nothing dramatic, just daily proof that created a new life. Common pitfalls. Starting too big, shrink the habit until it survives your worst days. Vague cues, decide exact time and place, remove ambiguity. Invisible tracking, if you cannot see progress, you will forget it. All or nothing thinking, celebrate one dot even if it is the smallest version. Reward neglect, add a simple satisfying end to each habit. No social support, share your identity with one trusted person. Key takeaways. Identity leads, behavior follows, evidence strengthens identity. 3 tiny habits create traction in health, work, and mindset. Cues and rewards turn intention into repetition. Visible tracking and weekly reviews protect momentum. Gentle stacking avoids overwhelm and builds lasting routines. Bounce back scripts and milestones keep progress resilient and joyful. Action items. Write your identity anchor on paper and place it where you will see it. Choose your tiny trio and set each to 2 minutes. Design cues and rewards for each habit today. Set up a visible tracker and mark your first dot. Schedule your weekly review in your calendar. Create your 30/60/90 plan with small celebrations. Chapter conclusion. Your new life is not a distant mountain. It is the next tiny step, repeated tomorrow, multiplied by time. Keep the bar low and the gain high. Let identity lead. Trust tiny wins. Build systems that carry you. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate progress. The rudder only needs a small angle to change the voyage. Begin today. Continue tomorrow. Transformation will follow. Conclusion. Celebrating your journey. You have walked this path with curiosity, courage, and consistency. You chose small actions when giant leaps felt fragile, and that choice changed the texture of your days. Where hesitation used to live, there is now a simple start. Where chaos felt inevitable, there is now a blueprint you can trust. You learn to lower the bar while raising the gain, to build proof instead of pressure, and to let identity guide behavior. Every checkmark, breath, and 2-minute win became a quiet vote for a new future. Most of all, you proved that transformation is practical. It happens in kitchens, hallways, and commute lines. It happens when you begin anyway. Pause and notice the distance between who began and who reads now. That distance is earned. That distance is yours. What has changed inside you? You no longer chase motivation as if it were scarce. You design conditions that make the right choice easy and the wrong choice awkward. You see triggers clearly, choose responses deliberately, and finish with rewards that teach your brain to repeat what works. You shifted from outcome obsession to identity expression. Each small action is not a test, it is a demonstration of who you are becoming. You replaced old patterns with intelligent substitutes and treated slips as data rather than drama. You built high-value anchors for health, productivity, and mindset, then stacked them into routines that fit your life. You discovered momentum through starts that are small, and you protected it with tracking and tiny celebrations. You made discipline light by removing friction and automating decisions. You upgraded your narration with the reframing ladder, micro-presence, and daily rituals. Success and confidence moved from wishful thinking to daily evidence. That is real change. Frameworks that now live in your hands. You have mastered engines that drive reliable progress. The habit loop of trigger, action, and reward gave you the ability to redesign routines with clarity and kindness. Identity-based design moved behavior from willpower to authentic alignment. The trigger replacement cycle turned unwanted habits into choices that meet the same need. Friction audits made good actions smooth and unhelpful actions awkward. The high-value habit matrix helped you select tiny moves with big impact. The momentum method taught you to start in 2 minutes, track, celebrate, and stack gradually. The 2-minute rule plus attached behaviors to concrete cues that made starting automatic. If-then scripts prepared you for hot moments. The reframing ladder cleaned up mental clutter and replaced perfection pressure with progress. The win stack tracker and the daily confidence stack turned effort into visible proof. Bounce back scripts protected consistency during busy seasons. Finally, the 30-60-90 roadmap gave you a clear arc for building, expanding, and stabilizing. These tools are practices you can carry for life. How to implement starting today. Begin by choosing one domain that matters most now. Name the identity you will practice in that domain, present tense and simple. Write it on a card you will see daily. Pick 3 tiny habits that prove the identity today, 1 for health, 1 for productivity, 1 for mindset. Keep each under 2 minutes. Place concrete cues where you will perform them. Prepare a small reward for each, a breath, a checkmark, or a whispered line that affirms who you are. Open a visible tracker and draw 3 boxes for your tiny habits plus 1 for a social connection. At the end of each day, mark the boxes and record 1 sentence about what worked. Every 7 days, run a review. Keep what feels easy, adjust what drags, remove anything heavy. After 2 weeks, expand 1 habit. After a month, add an evening close and next day setup. Move through your roadmap. The goal is stability. Small deposits, made daily, will deliver the change you want. Navigating challenges with confidence. You will face travel days, late meetings, family surprises, and moods that wobble. Welcome them as part of the human arc. Your job is continuity, not perfection. When time is tight, use the minimum viable version. 1 minute counts. When energy dips, shorten the start and simplify the cue. When a streak breaks, restart the next day with the smallest move. Use if-then scripts to pre-decide your response to hot moments. If I feel the urge to scroll, then I stand, breathe, and read 1 page. If stress spikes, then I take a short walk and write 1 calming line. Practice urge surfing by noticing the craving, naming it, and waiting 90 seconds while hydrating. Repair identity gently after a slip. Say, that was out of character, then perform 1 aligned action. Make bad choices awkward and good choices obvious. Consistency lives in flexible design. Keep the bar low, keep cues visible, keep your commitment kind. Stories of quiet breakthroughs. Consider Danica, a project manager who felt buried under tasks and self-doubt. She wrote, "I am a finisher," on a note and closed each day with 3 lines. Mornings began with water, 2 minutes of movement, and a 10-minute focus sprint. 6 weeks later, colleagues noticed her calm, and results followed. Think of Omar, a new parent balancing sleep loss and ambition. He chose, I am steady, and installed minimums across the day, 1 minute of breathing, a tiny setup for tomorrow's top task, 1 appreciation text. On chaotic nights he used bounce-back scripts and began again with the smallest moves. Confidence grew because he learned to continue. Picture Lila, an artist who placed her tools as a cue and sketched for 2 minutes after lunch. The dots became lines, then a portfolio. Small proof made big art. Do this now. Right now, choose one line that defines who you are becoming. Write it, say it, and place it where you will see it tomorrow morning. Set 3 cues: by the bed, at your desk, by the kitchen. Decide the smallest version of each habit: 2 minutes of movement, 10 minutes of focused work, 1 line of reflection. Open your tracker and draw today's boxes. Complete one tiny action now. Drink a glass of water, tidy for 1 minute, or send a single appreciation message. Take 1 slow breath and whisper your identity. Schedule a 7-minute weekly review on your calendar. When you wake tomorrow, begin with the easiest start you can imagine. Proof is waiting for you. Start small, start now, and let time multiply your effort. Carry this forward. Your life will not change all at once. It will change a little, every day, in ways that accumulate into stability, strength, and clarity. You have the tools, the identity, and the proof. Keep building tiny evidence. Keep designing environments. Keep returning to the start when life gets loud. The world is noisy, but your system is quiet and strong. Trust the arc, trust the dots that become lines. Trust the person you are practicing. Begin again today, and again tomorrow, and again next week. Let small wins carry you across the months until your future self looks back grateful. You do not need permission. You began. Keep going. The next action is the doorway. Walk through. 7-Day Power Habit Starter Checklist. Bonus material: title and overview, 7-Day Power Habit Starter Checklist. A 1-page tracker to install tiny habits using cues, easy starts, and satisfying finishes. 3 micro actions each day: 1 health, 1 productivity, 1 mindset, plus a short reflection. Purpose and benefits: build momentum fast, reduce decision fatigue, see progress, and create confidence through visible checkmarks and micro wins. How to use: print or save to your phone. Choose a simple identity statement. Place visual cues where the habit happens. Select 2-minute anchors. Check items as you do them. Write a short reflection at night. Main content: Day 1 Setup Identity Statement. Place cues. Choose 2-minute anchors. Reflection: 1 sentence. Days 2 to 6 Practice for each day. Health: drink a glass of water after waking. Productivity: open your task list and write 1 next action. Mindset: 1 minute of slow breathing or gratitude adjustments. Move a cue or shorten the start. Mini celebration: smile or say good job. Reflection: 1 sentence. Day 7 Review and reset. Mark your best day. List 3 wins. Decide what to keep, upgrade, or drop. Plan next week. Examples: Identity Statement: I am the kind of person who keeps promises to myself. Cue: water bottle on nightstand. Anchor: breathe while the kettle warms. Tips for success: start tiny. Pair actions with existing routines. Keep cues visible. End with a small celebration. Track daily. Common mistakes: starting too big. Hiding cues. Skipping reflections. Waiting for motivation. Next steps: use this checklist with the momentum method, discipline made easy, and mindset upgrade chapters. Keep compounding 1% gains across health, work, and self-belief. Identity Shift Statement Templates. Identity Shift Statement Templates. Overview: craft short present tense identity lines that drive daily behavior. Each template includes micro-evidence checklists and character cues for visible reminders. Purpose and benefits: identity leads action. Clear statements move you from outcome chasing to being the kind of person who shows up. You build confidence through daily proof, not through distant goals. How to use. Choose one domain: health, productivity, relationships, learning, or finances. Select a language: clear, gentle, steady, or bold. Write a present tense identity line. Add a simple daily script. Post it where you act. Set phone reminders. Track micro evidence. Main content: fill in the blank template. Gentle, I begin as a, insert identity. So I, insert 10-minute script. Steady, I maintain as a, insert identity. So I, insert routine action. Bold, I lead as a, insert identity. So I, insert decisive action. Micro evidence checklist. Today I completed my 10-minute block. I recorded one proof line in my log. I prepared the next cue before bed. Character cue ideas. Sticky note on laptop. Water bottle on desk. Phone wallpaper with your line. Domain starters. Health, I am a caring mover. So I walk for 10 minutes after lunch. Productivity, I am a focused maker. So I start with one priority block. Relationships, I am a present friend. So I send one thoughtful message. Learning, I am a curious learner. So I read for 10 minutes. Finances, I am a mindful planner. So I review one transaction. Examples: a focused maker logs one priority block each weekday. A present friend sends a message, then schedules a coffee. Tips for success: keep lines short. Tie proof to small actions. Review weekly. Common mistakes: vague lines. Future tense. Too many domains at once. Next step: select one line today. Pair it with your morning and evening scripts from the main audiobook. Track proof for 7 days. Iterate wording if it feels heavy. Momentum Method Daily Tracker Guide. Momentum Method Daily Tracker Guide Overview. Build a simple daily tracker that turns tiny wins into visible momentum. Use clear symbols, keep it in your line of sight, and celebrate right after each action. Purpose and benefits: make progress visible, train your brain to love repetition, strengthen identity with daily proof, and protect momentum during busy seasons. How to use. Select 3 habits with a 2-minute start. Pick a format: calendar grid, weekly row, or one-page win stack. Print it or use a notes app and keep it visible. Define symbols: dot for attempt, check for full completion. Act, mark, celebrate. If you miss, say out loud, next cue, next try, then resume. Weekly, note easy wins, change week cues, keep or adjust. Main content. Calendar grid template. Weekly row tracker: week of, habit aim on Tuesday, wet Thursday, Friday, sat sun, habit B. Win stack sheet: health minimum, productivity minimum, mindset minimum, social minimum. Daily checklist. I saw the tracker. I completed the minimum. I marked it. I celebrated. Examples: Jamie, busy manager, walks 2 minutes after coffee, dots for attempts, checks by week 2. Priya, student, writes one sentence after opening laptop, misses Friday, reframes, and restarts Saturday. Tips for success. Keep 2-minute minimums. Pair each habit with a cue you already do. End each week with a short reflection. Common mistakes. Tracking too many behaviors. Cluttered layout that hides progress. Delayed marking, which blurs memory. Next steps: link your chosen habits to the chapter goals, schedule the weekly review, then stack new wins only after 7 clean days. Friction Audit Worksheet. Bonus material: title and overview. Friction Audit Worksheet. A quick tool to spot tiny obstacles and design easy actions. Purpose and benefits: map triggers and first steps. Remove friction and add helpful cues. Create micro delays and small rewards, so consistency becomes easier. How to use. Set a 10-minute timer. Print or copy the template. Complete one habit, test for a week, then refine. Main content: worksheet template. Quick inventory. Habit I want more of. Habit I want more of. Habit I want more of. Behavior I want less of. Behavior I want less of. Behavior I want less of. Trigger and first step: where does this start, what is the first 1-minute action? Friction list: messy desk, hidden journal, tempting snacks, distracting apps. Environmental fix: move tools within reach, preset cues, visible placements. If then script: if X happens, then I will do Y. Replacement behavior: meets the same need. Small reward: immediate and simple. Maintenance mini plan: weekly tidy routine, visible tracker, light accountability. Examples: morning writing, trigger coffee, first step open notebook, friction drawer storage, fix place notebook on table, if phone grabs attention, Then phone in another room, reward check off tracker. Snack control, trigger afternoon slump, first step drink water, friction chips on counter, fix fruit bowl in view, if craving hits, then walk for 2 minutes, reward mark a streak. Tips for success. Design for 1-minute actions. Make tools visible and ready. Keep accountability light. Use the 3-part framework, make easy, block tempting, maintain weekly. Common mistakes. Changing too much at once. Vague first steps. No review cycle. Next steps link this audit to identity habits, momentum, and discipline chapters. Run a fresh audit weekly and compound tiny wins.